Hi everyone, it's Carrie. I am just doing a long overdue update. I don't know what's been going on with me. Actually, no, that's not true. I do know what's going on with me. And if you saw the title of this video, you know what's been going on with me. So we'll get to the post-surgery update. I am now a year and 6 weeks out of surgery, so yeah. And I have lost, since starting this, 100 and seriously, I can't do math in my head. 110 pounds? 110 pounds. Yeah. Okay, so I started out at 328. My surgery weight was 307, and right now I'm sitting at between 208 and 206. I didn't quite hit my mark for my post year. They wanted me to be at 191. I haven't quite gotten there, but my last pair of pants that I bought before surgery, they were a size 26, and I am now in a size 16. Yes. So I'm really excited about that. And I usually wear a size large shirt, sometimes an extra large, depends on where I go. So even though I didn't hit my mark that they wanted me to hit, I'm still really happy with it. Now, I haven't actually set up my year appointment because I lost my blood work paperwork and I'm waiting to hear back from Windsor, see if they can send me a new one. And then I'll go and get my blood test done, see how I'm doing like food-wise. I know I talked about doing a what I eat in a day. Girl, you do not want to know what I eat in a day because I still have not figured that business out. So it's still a little tough with that, but other than that, like, you know, I feel good. I'm not tired. My hair started to grow back. Yay! It's kind of stopped falling out in big, huge clumps. Now we're back to normal falling out, which I'm okay with. So anyway, this video is going to be, now that I've updated, is going to be talking about my struggle with depression. Since I had my surgery, it has been really, really difficult managing my medications because my body just doesn't absorb stuff the same way anymore. I didn't have the gastric sleeve. I had the Roux-en-Y, so my stomach is like 8 centimeters and my guts are all rearranged. So my body just doesn't absorb things the way that it used to. So that's been really tough because I found that I don't necessarily know that I'm depressed until I'm ready to like just go and kill myself, basically. And I mean, I know it sounds like I'm joking, but I mean seriously. I ended up having to go to an emergency mental health unit that we have here in London because I was really scaring myself with my thoughts. So it's been really hard, especially since I didn't have a family doctor for a long time. Mine retired last year around September. And there's so much drama getting to my new family doctor because we had somebody that we were referred to, and then they lost our paperwork, and then they said I wasn't a patient there, and then they tried to blame my doctor, and really what happened was they lost my stuff. I'm like, okay. So anyway, long story short, finally got to see the doctor I was supposed to, and we've been working on medications and things like that. And I also started going to therapy. Okay, is it just me or does anybody else find therapy like really scary? I find it terrifying. Like I grew up Catholic, so it's almost like confession. Like I don't want to do it. I just don't like doing it. I don't like telling people my stuff, although I'm telling the internet my stuff, so maybe I'll get better at this whole counseling thing. Who knows? My counselor's a really nice guy though. And it's just been really like awful. Like I don't want to leave my house. I finished school and I mean, I just got my diploma. I graduated with distinction. My overall average was a 96. What? I've had an interview at the hospital, so I'm just waiting to hear about that. So fingers crossed, and we'll see what happens. But in between all the good stuff, I've just been feeling really depressed and really anxious and really just out of control. Like if anybody has depression or anxiety, you know what I mean. Like when you are like feeling anxious and depressed, you are just like, I can't. Like, I just can't deal. And it's terrifying because there's nothing that anybody can do. Like, nobody can say, there's no magic word that they can say, hey, guess what? It'll get better. Because your depressive mind is like, this is hell. We're in a hellhole. We're never getting out of this hellhole. We're going to go to the poorhouse because you don't have a job yet because you suck. And it's just like, in reality, it's like, dude, I just left school. Let's give ourselves a little time. But no, my crazy brain is like, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're doing. How stupid can you be? So, which brings me to the other part of my title. How going to a comicon and meeting D.C. Douglas saved me. I know that sounds super, super dramatic, but here's the thing, is that I am so anxious around people I don't know or people that I'm like really like, I'm impressed by or I'm, you know, I really like. So like, you know how people get when they see stars and stuff. But this is the thing, is that I don't necessarily want to meet big name stars. It's even just with like, you know, people who aren't even that famous. And I'm just like, oh my God, but you're famous to me because I know you and I know what you do. And, you know, all this silliness. I'll give you a couple of examples. A couple years ago, my older sister told me, she's like, hey, my boy and I are going to see Ron Perlman at the Comic-Con that's in London. And I'm like, what? I love him in Sons of Anarchy. Oh my God. And she's like, you should come with us. So we all got our picture taken with him. And then I went and got a signature. And I have to tell you, it was like the scariest thing I ever did. I mean, he was nice. It's not like he was a jerk or something. I was just like, hi, thanks, bye. Like, oh my God, it was ridiculous. He was probably like, calm down, lady. I'm just like, I couldn't help it. It was so awful. And then last year, because I can't be an adult and ask adult questions, I had to get my little sister. Now, she's in her 30s, so it's not like I'm setting a child to do my work. She's in her 30s. I am also in my 30s and cannot adult. You know all those shirts that say, I cannot adult today? That's my life. Like, I can't adult ever. So anyway, we were both obsessed with Sailor Moon when we were growing up. Like, obsessed. Like, I love that show. It's so great. I still watch it. I don't even care. I bought like the new series. Yeah, I don't even care. Love it. Awesome. So we got a chance to meet one of the original voices of Tuxedo Mask. And y'all, if you watch that show, you know that there was definitely one that was the best. And we got to meet the one that was the best. And he was so sweet. He thought, because my little sister and I went up together and we were just like, oh my God, our younger selves are so impressed, blah, blah, blah. And he was so sweet. He actually said that he's got 2 daughters and he hopes that they are like really close friends like my little sister and I. And we were just like, thank you. We hope so too. And then after we left, we're like, oh my God, Tuxedo Mask has kids. I know. Ridiculous, right? But again, I had to make her go and ask the questions. I was like, you have to ask. Like, no, you go find out where we go. And you go find out, like, do we pay here? Do we pay him directly? Because everybody's different at these Comic-Cons. Sometimes you pay them directly and sometimes you pay ahead of time. And I just, like, I was 38 years old and I just I couldn't. It's just like, no, the idea of actually doing that, like going up and asking people like questions like that gave me like such a panic attack. Like, it's freaking ridiculous. And yeah, I mean, I'm worried about I'm gonna look like a huge nerd or a huge loser or something. Meanwhile, it's like, dude, you're legit going to ask somebody dressed as an Ewok a question. You're probably the least weird thing they're gonna see today, you know? So that's a little history on me and my whole asking questions. So I am really into Resident Evil 5 and 6. I know they are not the cool games. They're the ones that are for Call of Duty fans. Ironically, I just played Call of Duty for the first time. It is not like that at all. Anyway, I like Resident Evil 5 and 6. And the one reason I really like number 5 is because of the bad guy. He's got like this great voice. Like, you're just like, yes. You know when you're like listening to a voice and you're just like, yes, please, more of that. Read me a phone book. I don't even care. Like, read me like the ingredient list on a box of cereal. You know? Like, I don't even care. Just read me something. Read me the newspaper. Oh God, if you could read me the newspaper, that'd be awesome. Anyway, beside the point. I saw on his Twitter, because I follow him on Twitter, that he was going to a Comic-Con in Chicago. And I thought, I know it's really far away, but I really want to go. Like, I just want to go and meet him and have him sign my game, because I'm a loser and I don't care. I'm like, I'm a nerd. It's good. I don't care. And I went, and my mom came with me because at 39, she didn't think I should be driving by myself. Anybody else got parents like that still? So yeah, she didn't want me to go by myself, so she came with me because my husband was working. So I was like, yeah, super pumped. We got a hotel. It's going to be amazing. And we get there, and I go to the event, and I go and pick up my pass. And as I'm standing there in line waiting to pick up my pass, it just suddenly occurs to me, I have got no safety net. I have no one to send to ask my questions. I have no one to stand in line with. I have nobody to hide behind so I don't make an idiot out of myself. And I am actually going to have to go and do these things by myself. And I know that sounds so ridiculous. Like, I'm an adult. I should be able to do that. Anyway, but that's what happens when you have anxiety. You don't trust yourself. You feel really bad on yourself. And the weirdest things make you anxious. Like, when we're in a store and I'm with, like, my husband, if it's really crowded, I have to, like, touch him. Like, because I'll freeze. That's what my anxiety is. I will freeze, and in order to ground myself, I have to touch him. Like, I actually have to hold his arm and, like, touch him to kind of ground myself and be like, okay, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. It's ridiculous. So anyway, I realized as I'm standing in line to meet this man, I have nobody to hide behind. And I was losing my mind, like insane. I was just like, oh my God, this was such a bad idea. What am I doing? What am I doing? And I was so close to getting out of line like 4 or 5 times. Like, it's ridiculous. And it's not like I couldn't see his interactions with other people. Like, he's so sweet. Like, oh my God. He's one of those guys that, you know, he posts a video on like Twitter or Facebook or whatever, or you see videos of him at other Comic-Cons, and he just looks like such a fun guy, and he looks so sweet and everything. And you're just like, please don't be an asshole. You know, like, you know when you're gonna meet somebody that you're like, I love you, and you're just like, please don't be a dick? That's what I was thinking the whole time. And like I said, it's not like I can't see him. He's having lovely interactions with people in front of me. He's being super sweet. People are getting pictures. They're getting stuff signed. Like, he's just, you know, really sweet. So I get up there, and he said hello, and I was like, hi. And I'm like, can you sign this? And I gave him my game, and he was like, yeah, no problem. And he's like, so do you live around here? And I said, no, I'm from Canada. And the girl beside him, like the handler, I guess, the person that kind of follows him around and makes sure he gets where he needs to go, she looked at me and she said, oh my God, you're our first Canadian today. And I was like, yay. So he asked me where I was from in Canada. And I said, I'm from London, which is 2 hours away from Detroit. And he's like, holy crap, that's like a long drive. And I'm like, oh yes, it was, my friend. It was horrible. Because, like, typically Chicago's like a 6 or 7 hour drive, but it was more like 9 because there was so much construction. And my mother and I were just laughing because my stupid GPS was just like, I don't know what it was doing. I'm like, are you on crack? What is wrong with you, dumb technology? What's happening? Because it was like, oh, by the way, you probably should have gone that way. Sorry. I'm like, what? Your job, you have one job. Tell me where to turn. I'm like, okay. Anyway, so I told him, yeah, it's a long drive. It was kind of crazy. And I said to him, but you know, I saw your tweet that you were going to be here, and I saw that you were going to be doing sexy fan fiction reading. So you plus sexy fan fiction, there, done. I need to see it. And he asked me, he's like, have you ever seen one of the shows? I said, no, I haven't. He's like, you're gonna love it. He's like, are you coming tonight? And I was like, yes, I am, of course. And he was just so sweet. And he was like, he gave me back my game, and I said, can I have a picture, please? And he said, yeah, no problem. So he came over and took a picture with me. Seriously, sweetest man ever. Like, sweetest man. One of the best interactions I think I could have ever hoped for. So anyway, the reason that I say that this, like, saved me was I felt the best sense of accomplishment actually overcoming my anxiety and doing something that I really wanted to do. Because, like, the old me would not have been able to go by herself and adult at a comicon and ask questions and approach somebody and actually have a full-on conversation without hiding behind somebody. So I thought, holy hell, I did this. I had the confidence because, you know, I've lost all this weight. And even though we all get to that point where we're like, you know what, this is me, this is how I'm gonna be, I just, whatever, it's fine. I'm okay with who I am. It's fine. Once you actually lose the weight, you start to feel really good about yourself because you're like, you know what? I am a good person. I am nice. I am somebody who's worthy of respect. And it's really sad that you have to like lose all this weight before you feel that way. It drives me insane. Like it makes me mad. Like I didn't do it for this reason. I did it because I was kind of worried about my health. But it makes me so angry that ignorant assholes, pardon my language, can make people feel so awful about themselves that, you know, you get anxiety interacting with strangers. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, why do people think that they have the right to do that? Like, it's insane. It's insane. But, you know, I actually told my therapist this. I was like, this was something that was a really big deal to me. I had to go by myself and be an adult. What? And I felt amazing. And he was just so nice. Oh my God. Oh, I loved meeting him. He's so sweet. He's the kind of guy that you're just like, oh, I really wish we were friends in real life because you're hilarious. Like, I love you. You're so great. So, anyway, not only did I feel like really proud of myself, it also kind of gave me back a piece of myself that I had lost somewhere along the way. And I can't even tell you when I lost it. No clue. None whatsoever. I have no idea where I went from being able to interact with strangers to being so terrified I have to hide behind my sister who's like 6 years younger than me, or my older sister who's 4 years older than me. Like, when did I get pathetic? And that's what happens, is that you start to go, what's wrong with me? Like, why do I feel this way? But then when you go to try to fix it, you're just like, I don't know where to start. No idea where to start. So I think that basically with this update, what I want people to know is that when you have this surgery, even if you don't have depression to start with, you can develop it. Like, you actually can develop like anxiety and depression, just because like the anxiety comes from like, I have to make this work. I have to do this, and if I don't, I'm gonna fail and it's gonna be awful and it's all my fault. So I mean, some people develop it after, some people have it before. I had it before, and I thought if anything, losing all this weight would actually help me kind of balance this business up here, whatever's happening in my head. But it didn't. So you have to be really diligent. And you have to also not be afraid to ask for help, because if I hadn't asked for help, I have no idea what I would have done. It was that terrifying and that nerve-wracking. Like, I scared the hell out of my family. And that's, ugh, that was awful. It felt awful. So yeah, I mean, once you've had this surgery, it's not going to fix everything. It's not. I mean, I don't have to take high blood pressure medication, so that's good. And my blood sugar is like regularly good, and all my blood work so far has been really good. So there's a lot of things that went really well, like positive wise, that kind of thing. I actually have shoulders that come up and aren't weighed down by all the fatty arms. I mean, I still have like bat wings, hence the reason I have them covered up. But you know, I mean, and collarbones. What? Yes, collarbones. Seriously, when I started to see those were like the biggest triumph for me. But you know, when you have this surgery, be really aware of your emotions and where that leads you and that kind of thing. Like, just be really aware of it, because it kind of came out of nowhere and smacked me in the face. It was like a bitch slap to the face. It was horrible. And be good to yourself. Like, be kind to yourself and really love yourself and be like, this may be a setback, but I'm gonna I'm going to make it happen. It's going to work. We're going to be good. We're going to make it happen. And it's going to be a slow process, and I'm going to fall down, and I just have to pick myself back up again. That's what you need to do. And I just want everybody who thinks like, oh no, where'd this depression come from? Don't leave it alone. Don't expect it to go away. Go and see somebody before it's too late. And you end up in a place where you're just not good. Like, just not in a good place. Like, just don't do it to yourself. And not that I think that he's going to see this. I do just want to say thank you to D.C. Douglas. Meeting you was a thrill and a half. I enjoyed every minute of our like 5-10 minutes that we had. It was amazing. It felt like a lifetime to me. Enjoyed the fan fiction. I will definitely be coming back for that. But just, you know, thank you for being you. Like, you're just so sweet, and you really made it easy for me to overcome something, and I went home, and that gave me the push to find myself again. So anybody who's going through this, don't feel like you're alone, because you're not. You're just not. I am always here. Like, message me. You can leave a note in the, you know, comments. There we go. Can't even think. I don't know if that's old age or something to do with the weight loss surgery. I have no memory anymore. Also, I'm like a cat. I kind of get distracted by things, and I don't know what that's all about. It's like shine a light, and I'm just like, oh, what? I'm sorry. What's happening? I forgot what I was saying. I've turned into my mom, where you're like in the middle of saying something, and then you forget what you were saying, and you're like, it'll come to me. And then it comes to you at like midnight. Like, what is that? I've turned into a 68-year-old woman. Anyway, if you need like to like talk to somebody, look at your options, see what's available in your city. If you are in London, there is a 24-hour mental health facility here in London. They will offer you things like if you need to get out of your home situation, like you just can't be there, they have a place that you can go and stay like for a couple nights if you need to, if there are beds available. Like, there's just so many options that I didn't know existed. So if you're in London, don't feel like you have to suffer in silence. You don't. They actually gave me the lead on this place that I can go to counseling that works on a sliding scale because I don't have a job. So I can't like afford a lot of money to this, but I still need the help. And coming from a person who hates counseling, like, no thank you. I love it. I'm having the best time. Like, my guy is super sweet, and he just, it's actually feels good to talk about it. It feels good to say something and not have your inner brain just be the only one telling you you're an idiot, like you're stupid. It's awesome. So don't suffer in silence. Nobody needs that. You can, I'm gonna start leaving my social media down below just because, you know, you might not want to leave a comment on a video, and YouTube is weird. Sometimes you don't get your messages. Does that happen to anybody else? Like, I won't get that. I'll all of a sudden log in and be like, you have like this many comments, and I'm like, you're supposed to send me an email, but you didn't, jerks. So I'll leave my socials down below, and you can be my friend on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter. If you're following me on Twitter, be prepared to see a lot of DC Douglas, because I'll retweet his things because he's sassy. He does this awesome cartoon series about Donald Trump that is just absolutely hilarious. So hilarious. If you like Donald Trump, don't watch it because it'll make you mad. And he has no problem feeding trolls. And that's actually kind of fun to watch. I won't lie. But anyway, I'll start leaving my socials down below so you can either follow me on Twitter or talk to me. You can see me on Instagram. I'm starting to post like more outfits. So if you want to kind of catch up with that, I actually posted like bathing suit pictures. What? Like, normally I'm like, where's the blackest bathing suit with the blackest wrap and the blackest everything? Like, just, I'm trying to hide, but I'm just like, no, here's my hot pink bathing suit. What? So I'm starting to do that. So I'll leave my Instagram, my Facebook, and my Twitter. I don't really use Snapchat because I don't know how to use it except take pictures of myself with filters. I'm an old woman. It's okay. So yeah, I'll leave all that down below. If you have any questions about where I went for help and you're in the London area, I can give you that. If you're looking for a personal trainer who is amazing, I have one for you who has really good rates. She actually helped me. I'm actually getting a butt because I started doing squats and lunges, and I can actually squat like nobody's business, and I can hold a plank for a whole minute. I have to tell you that that is a big accomplishment because the first time I did it, 10 seconds, that was it. So lots of good things have happened, but some crappy things have happened, like with my mental health. So thank you very much for listening to me ramble. This was probably not a helpful video, but I wanted to give you guys an update because I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. Look, I only have one chin now. What is happening? And it's not like contouring. It's just, yeah, yes. So thank you for following along on my journey. I hope you guys found this helpful. Like I said, I'll leave my socials. You can ask me questions, or if you just kind of want to follow around. If you like Facebook, I always post really delicious looking things that I can't eat just because it makes me happy. I like that. And I play Criminal Case. So if you need extra lives, this one right here. Yeah, so thank you everybody for following me, and thank you for checking in with me, and I hope this was helpful to you. And yeah, even though he's not gonna see it, thank you, DC, you're so sweet. So anyway, I will let you guys go, and I hope you have a good rest of your day wherever you are. Thanks. Bye.